Today on Simply Refined Cooking, we're making peach lavender ice cream. Stay tuned. Okay, so to start, we're gonna peel 2 peaches. I'm using yellow and white because why not mix it up? And then we're just gonna simply cut them up. You wanna shave off as much as you can from the core. Once it's all cut up, we're gonna take those chunks and then just slice them really nice and fine. That way they can properly break down when we macerate them with sugar and lemon juice. And once it's all cut up, we're gonna throw it into a bowl and we're gonna add in 1/3 cup of sugar along with a splash of lemon juice, about a teaspoon. You wanna let it sit for 30 minutes to let the juices come out. I'm also gonna microwave it for 1 minute just to dissolve the sugar. So now we have dried lavender. I picked it from the garden, dried it for about a week. This step is optional. And once the lavender is fully dried, the bud should easily be able to break off the stem, and we're gonna get about a tablespoon of it. Okay, so now to make our ice cream base, we're gonna get about a cup of heavy cream and then a cup of whole milk. To add even more flavor, we're gonna take a vanilla bean and we're gonna cut it open and scrape out all the insides. If you don't have any vanilla beans on hand, just splash in a little bit of vanilla extract. So turn the heat on and mix in that vanilla and then bring the cream mixture up to a boil. So in the meantime, we're gonna take a tea bag and empty out the contents. You can also make a sachet with cheesecloth, whatever you prefer. And we're gonna add in our dried lavender buds. Now you don't have to go too crazy with the amount that you add to the bag, as lavender is pretty strong in flavor, so when it steeps, it's gonna come out. And once you've added in about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more, you wanna seal it back up. I'm just stapling it. So once the cream mixture has reached a boil, we're gonna turn the heat off and add in our tea bag, push it down a little bit so it's saturated, and we're gonna let it steep for about 10 minutes. The longer it goes, the more lavender flavor you're gonna get. Now let's check back on our peaches. As you can see, the juices have really come out and we're just sort of quickly mashing it. And then you put it in a blender and you wanna just pulse it a few times, very lightly, so there's still chunks. So now just grab a fine mesh strainer and put it over a bowl, and then we're gonna pour our peaches right in. This way we can separate the liquid part from the actual chunks. The chunks will be added in later in the churning process. And the liquid right here will actually be mixed right in with the cream right before we churn it. So now you can just cover up your liquid and chunks, put it in the refrigerator, and now we're gonna make our ice cream base, also known as creme anglaise. So now that it's been about 10 minutes, we're gonna take our tea bag and squeeze out any remaining liquid. So this is the point where we would add in our sugar, but I'm gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of honey instead. Keep in mind that the peaches already have sugar in them, so do it to your liking, but not too much. And now we're gonna separate 2 eggs. We only need the egg yolk, so you can put the egg whites aside for something else. And now we're tempering the eggs by slowly adding in the hot cream. That way they won't coagulate in the cooking process and you'll have a nice creamy texture. And now you can just pour that egg and cream mixture back into the pan and keep it on low heat so it doesn't get too hot. This process of slowly thickening the cream takes some time, so you gotta be patient with it, constantly mixing it, but it's totally worth the effort. After about 15 to 20 minutes, once the ice cream base can actually coat the back of a spoon, that's how you know it's ready. And then we're just gonna strain it to get rid of any bits that may have hardened up. And then we're gonna cool it for approximately 2 hours minimum, just so you can get it nice and chilled. And now it's time for the fun part. We're gonna assemble our ice cream maker, and the holder has actually been chilled overnight. It actually has an attachment that scrapes off all the ice cream that has frozen onto the side while it's spinning. I highly recommend you get one of these bad boys if you don't already have one. I'll link it down below in the description box. And so now we're just pouring in the ice cream base and the peach liquid while it's spinning and churning. And now we're just gonna let it go for 15 minutes until there's no more chunks in it and it's nice and smooth, like a soft serve consistency. Okay, so now that it's reached like a soft serve consistency, as you can see, we're gonna now just put it in a container and let it finish freezing up. And then you'll have your ice cream. This is what we're looking for. So we'll just quickly scrape it right in there. And just try your best to really scrape it out. It's gonna be really cold. And as I was saying earlier, we're gonna add in our peaches last. I sort of messed up, but ideally you wanna add in your peaches right at the last 30 seconds of churning. I sort of forgot to do it, but it's okay. We'll just mix that right on in there so it's nicely blended in, and then we'll just add more of that peach fruity flavor. So I'm just gonna quickly mix it all together. And there you have it. Okay, so now that it's basically soft serve right now. We're just just gonna put it in the freezer and let it chill for an hour. I'd say an hour minimum, until it's basically the texture of ice cream. And you will have the best ice cream ever. I'll see you in an hour. And we're just gonna scoop it out and see the texture.
It's hard for me to say you.
Alright guys, there you have it. Cheers. Definitely get an ice cream maker and try this video out so you can try this for yourself. As you can see, it really has that ice cream like texture. It's real, it's legit. Let's give it a taste. Wow, that is delicious. That's really sweet. You get the peachiness. This is so good. Refreshing for a nice summer day. I hope you guys enjoy. And if you want to see more videos, definitely subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down. Let us know what you'd like to see in the future. Peace.